in Las Vegas from the Tricksupply showroom. Hey folks, I'm Doug Kahn, and I must admit, I might have had too much fun with the wailing wand over the last day or two. If you subscribe to the channel, and if you don't, why not? Hit the subscribe button. Maybe you get our shorts feed. This will be one of the premier products recommended today. For extra Halloween fun, get yourself a wailing wand or get 12 of them and maximize your fun like I did yesterday. All right, we're off to a start. Welcome to our magic party. It is fall in Las Vegas. Check it out. First day in about 6 months. We've had less than 90-degree temperature. I hope wherever you are today, it's cooling down and we're ready to bring the spooky season in with a bang. And I've done what I can from my point of view this morning in Vegas, probably afternoon where you are, to show you some of our wares that we offer around the Tricksupply showroom. Here's one of them, a fun kind of festive sign. You might hang this over your doorway or perhaps in your magic room. It says Hocus Pocus, Abracadabra, Alakazam. And here we are in the Tricksupply shop. There's a couple books you might consider. I'm not going to talk a lot about books today, but I do have a couple to recommend. I feel that Mind, Myth, and Magic by T.A. Waters is like the motherlode of bizarre magic, and I just threw scripting magic up there for anyone who wants to make their magic better. Read that book by Pete McCabe. Scripting Magic, it's a winner. Getting too far away. Let me say hello to the kindred spirits. Hey, Nick, what's happening? Good, Nini, good to see you. Robert Ballin's in the house. Robert just sent me a killer version of the... Man, what is the name of that illusion, Robert? You get bonus points. The picture illusion or one of the images vanishes. I talked about it last week on the Magic Shop. Robert had a great version from the Gathering for Gardner, where all the cool people hang out. The math nerds. Nerd. Good morning, Tim. How you doing? Craig's in the house. Man, everybody's here. Let's just spend the day saying hi to friends. No pressure. It's more goofy than scary, but I do have some spooky, weird things. Growler made it back for another week. Welcome back. Let me answer this question doubly so. The standard wailing wand by Funmaker, only $7.50. $7.50. I try to link most of the stuff up on the description of the video. So if you're on YouTube and you look at the description, you can get the links. Did I put this one up there? I don't know. I try to be a good employee and get these right. Sometimes I don't. I did grab our proprietary model. We have these made in Germany. I think this prop is a little less like bulky, a little less like goofy, but it's not as wailing. It's kind of it's more of a cartoon sound. I'm not hating it. I'm just thinking it's not as spooky as it could be. This guy here is $20. It's a little more quality model. And if you're looking for a laugh as you wave your magic wand, that's the one I'm going to recommend. This is the Wailing Wand Deluxe. Deluxe. Oh, also this. It doesn't have to be a wand. In the new product line, let me get some new product mentions in here. Look what TCC House brought us. The Comedy Shaker. Let's do an unboxing for y'all. I do believe this was from the toolkit of Albert Goshman. He was the first one to really integrate salt shakers into his act. This is a 2-pack of salt shakers. This is a regular one. You might want to fill up and have coins appear beneath them. Oh, we're giving away the tutorial, but it's a salt shaker. What are you going to learn about that? This one squeaks. Because we need squeaking salt shakers in our world of magic. All right. I feel maybe I'm veering too far away from the spooky theme, but I also feel I have to let you all know we have the new stuff. So if you've been looking for a squeaky salt shaker, if you're a fan of Albert Goshman, look us up at Tricksupply. I don't think I finished saying hi to everyone. Jim's here. What's up? What's up, Jim? Welcome back. Luke Wellington. Oh, man, that's a good suggestion. Luke proving the best secrets are in the books. It's kind of like a rain stick, huh? Yeah, that's always a good thing to do, right? What would Tommy Wonder do? Represent the nerds, Robert. What's up, Jake? Good to see you, my friend. All right, I was talking about books. Speaking of books, it was a book that kind of inspired this session. Let me show it to you. We have it on sale this week. It's right here. For those of you looking to add some Halloween haunted illusions, maybe you're doing a little haunted thing at your house. Maybe you're producing a spooky show, and maybe you just want a cool book to read about how illusions work in the bizarre world. This is a Paul Osborne tome, and when I was a young man, he was the guy for making illusion props. If you wanted to learn how to build something, you would get a Paul Osborne book. You can just watch this in slow motion later and read the whole thing this way. You're welcome. But look at how much is in here. Hundreds of pages. I think it's 178 pages, so maybe not hundreds, but everything you might want to know about building a haunted illusion. This book retails for $49.95. We have them now for the spooky season for $25. So yeah, that's linked in the description. If you want to increase your library and learn how to build haunted illusions, go look at that. And I had one other book I stuck up here. I'll show it to you for those that might need to complete your Eugene Berger collection. This is one of really two books that Eugene published on the art of bizarre magic. This more of a kind of a overview of what weird magic can be and some effects that you would perform along these lines. This book is out of print. It's a one of in the shop. It's, I think, $65 for this volume. The other Eugene Berger book I'd recommend would be Spirit Theater, which is more about seances and conjuring ghosts and things of that nature. But yeah, there's some book recommendations for you. Mind, Myth, and Magic, Strange Ceremonies, and that Paul Osborne Illusion book. It's a bargain. I am going to rewind a little bit. I showed this item, and not exactly this item, but look at this. How perfect is this thing for Spooky Magic Week? The product is actually called Spooky Magic. And this is brilliant packaging by Marvin's Magic. Look what they did here. They built the actual product into a drawer box. And this is reminiscent of the ghostly scarf I showed a couple weeks ago. You get a haunted handkerchief, you get a couple spirit slates, and then you get a nice white pencil to make the spirit writing appear. This little package here is only $10. So if you're looking to try out some of this haunted handkerchief where the handkerchief comes to life and spirit writing appears, and this also, maybe you have a youngster in your life you want to introduce to some magical things, this would be a great, $10 option. You get a couple of effects, and they're all easy to do and spooky. The version I showed a couple weeks ago is our ghostly scarf, and for $12.95, if you are interested in performing this a little more professionally, I think this model is hard to beat for that price point. You want the spirit slates to go with it, you'll total up to about $16. You can find the ghostly scarf on our website, instructions by yours truly on how to use the scarf, and a couple other routine ideas. And this is an easy recommendation for conjuring spirits in a ghostly fashion. I had one other item, and if I had like an extra half hour, I would have showcased another haunted handkerchief. I'll show you what I was looking at right before the stream started. I was like, I can get this done, but I really can't get it done in time. But this is a cool product from, is it N2G? Did they make this? Yeah, this is a part of a system. They have several products that work together. And this is the Boom. Mr. Khan. Hold on. Let me hit something here. So this is essentially a thread reel. It's an electronic thread reel that has a length of what, like I don't know, is it 50 feet or maybe more than that? Here, let's get this out of the way. Okay, back to normal. Yeah, it all fits in here, and it is all customizable with remote units, and it integrates with some of the other props. If you're a stage worker, you want a handkerchief to fly around your body, jump in your hat, jump in your pocket, change to something else. This thing is fun to use, and man, you'll see it. Maybe I'll do a short with this thing and have it run around the magic shop, and that's what I have in mind. But you know, can't do everything in a day, it turns out. All right, let me look around here and see what else I wanted to focus on today. I have some wonderful accessories. I have, there's the rabbit. There's a hand chopper back there. Oh, here's something right behind me there. This is a fun prop, and I'm actually going to highlight a local professional who is doing some great things on the internet. And this week I learned this is a Dr. Nef Skull. And I could tell you more about it, but I want to introduce you to local magician Keith Rowley. And if you're interested in vintage magic, or if you just like, you know, magic in general, let me suggest you go over to Rowley Vintage Magic, where Keith has been publishing content on the YouTubes. He also does it on Facebook and maybe Instagram and stuff like that. He'll take an old prop, break it down, and show you what it is. And let's just take a minute and listen to Keith talk about the Dr. Nef Skull.
Hello from fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada. Welcome to Raleigh Vintage Magic. I'm Keith Raleigh, and today I have yet some more very cool vintage magician's apparatus that I would like to share with you. I will discuss with you what they're used for, not how they work. That's not what we're about here at Raleigh Vintage Magic. All we like to do is show the historical side and the effect, not the secret. But these two skulls here on the ends were both made by Steve Myers Magic of Connecticut. The Dr. Nef skull, remnants of the Dr. Nef spook and ghost shows of the 1940s and 50s. They can be used in a multitude of ways. They are very cool, look very spooky. They can be used as decoration. They can be used in black art effects. They can be used in a magician's production device, such as a square circle or a magician's pagoda production. Very cool. Sadly, they're sold out, and I believe they're on the discontinued list. But who knows? If you contact Steve, he might have one.
All right. So, you know, that was surprising news to me that they're not making these things anymore. But look, we have one here in the shop. Maybe it's the last one available. These guys run about $50 if you want one. They're rubber, right? So they're compressible, and then you can produce it. If you watch Keith's channel, you'll see how he produces it on not the last video, but the one before it. And you can see this thing come to life right before your eyes. I had it sitting on this thing, also skull related. If you need another like production item, I think Keith also used this on the same video he produced the big skull from. This is a Rice Symphony silk. They really make some of the best designer production silks in the business. And this guy is on sale right now. Normally these production silks cost you about $60, $50. I think we might have this one for 35 or 40. If you want a spooky production item to put in your Halloween shows, or if you just want to represent pirates, you can hang that on your wall. Wouldn't be the first time I've done that. Let me direct my attention. Let me direct my attention to a chat I missed. Yes, let's get this in. The mandatory delight mention. And hey, Mike, what's happening? How you doing, bro? Yeah, I think that the delight is perfect for any holiday event. It kills at Christmas. You go to the Christmas tree and pull the light out of the tree. I don't know. I just happen to have some lights over here. And these are the ones you'll be looking for in a modern age, the Prisma lights from Rocco. These are a better quality than anything that's been out in my lifetime. They're a little bit brighter. The batteries are rechangeable. A pair of these will run you 15 bucks. It's probably the most fun you can have for 15 bucks if you're actually looking to make certainly children smile, but also like any party environment. You know, adults that are drinking love D-lights. It's just a great icebreaker and a fun effect. I'll mention this and we'll do a little product support. I was talking to kindred spirit Matthew Mosley, the Christian magician. He's doing a project where he'll be producing Christmas lights and was looking for a solution for a couple things. And I suggested these. Oh, these are the ultra bright lights, and this is a rechargeable unit. So this guy, you can plug it in and recharge it. It fits into a thumb tip. And if you're working in a bright environment where you need that light to appear, these are the ones that I recommend. This is more, I think, of a stage prop. Like, it's so bright, it might actually just be like somewhat blinding to be using this thing close up. But if you wanted to do kind of a stage presentation, they also make a nice light snack. These are the guys. Oh, I got it. Hold on. Here we go. Oh, my. Oh. All right. Having too much fun. So these are the professional lights. And the one I was recommending to Matthew, because he wanted to produce multi-colored lights, is this guy here. This is the Ultra set. And on these, you'll find there's 3 nodes on the tip. Okay, so there's a lot going on with this one. And if you touch the top one, you'll get a red light. If you touch the one to the left, it's blue. And then the one to the right, it's green. So what Matthew wanted to do is produce a white light and then a red light and then a green light or a blue light, right? And his original concept was to have multi D-lights, like have 4 different Prisma lights, which would be a little bit problematic. But this guy here solves all of that from one tip. This is probably how you want to produce that guy there. And I have 0 experience handling this. This is like the second time I've ever used one of these props. But again, for a professional looking for like something that's brighter from the stage, rechargeable, and multifunctional, that gets my vote. Did I say hi to Scott Link today? Ooh, Scott Link's in the house. What's up, man? Yeah, these are great. These are just great. Get some. They're linked up in the description. Matthew was also asking about the Fountain of Silks, and maybe we'll wrap up this session with that momentarily. What else did I have to talk about today? You know what? You're right, Tim. They should have made the buttons flesh color. All right, Tim, you're hired. You're on the research and development crew. Now, if we can just get your message to China, that'd be great. You know, sometimes as magicians, we have to make the props gooder for ourselves. When I was talking about magic for kids, I wanted to mention this earlier. This is a great adult prop too, but I think for like if you have I would say a 5 to 12-year-old and they wanted to do a little magic for their friends for the Halloween season, or like a little show and tell for school, or maybe even do trick or treats for the kids that come by. This is the magnetic locking mystery card box. It's a great card box with a magnetic locking feature, and we all had these in our magic kits when we were younger, but maybe we all didn't have ones that locked magnetically. And I'm recommending this one today because they include some Halloween themed cards, and there's some other cards in here. There's like a little manuscript with like a dozen tricks that you can do with this. I made a short with this prop last week or so, and for 12 bucks, you know, if you have a kid that likes magic or a child you want to introduce to magic or want to do some spooky things for your, you know, friends and family and other children that, you know, won't break the bank. That's a recommendation from the warehouse. Fun, easy, and not too spooky. I had pulled a couple of newer things too. I wanted to make sure we get some plugs in for some of the newer items, and one of them is certainly okay. I see a little nude nail polish. That'll work. I have some card tricks coming up, Nick. We'll do card tricks after I talk about just a couple of the new things. I mentioned TCC earlier. This is their new Space Cube set. This is a great piece of kit for those of you that are into Rubik's Cube magic. We don't have to dig in there. Essentially, it's multiple Rubik's Cube shells. So you get like 2 Rubik's Cube shells, and then the third piece, you get 2 Rubik's Cubes, the bags that you need to do the routines that they propose. And if you like cube magic, you want to put Space Cube on your radar, go click on the description, watch the tutorial for that. And then this came in a couple weeks ago, and I haven't had a real good reason to talk about it, but I feel like Halloween is a great time to make copious amount of smoke appear. We've had a couple of smoke products in the warehouse here, but this guy really puts it out. This is a bigger unit designed for voluminous smoke, and it is $300 to make this happen. There's a lot going on in this package. I guess best thing for you to do if you're interested in producing voluminous smoke, you could think of a stage effect like you might see in a rock show, or any special effect where fog is created. This could fit great in a spooky session, whether it be, just outside for trick-or-treaters or actually in the middle of an effect. And another cutting edge new item, this from the House of Bon Lee, the Ultra Smoke gimmick. You can find that on our website as well. And then something that's not spooky at all, but it could be if you wanted it to, because this thing is super customizable. This thing is just so nice. This is Leo Smetzer's idea, and you might have seen this whiteboard paddle before. Richard Sanders bought the rights from Leo and released it as the Turbo Stick many moons ago. And Leo had a conversation. They got things squared away, and now he's offering this professional package. He's also selling the paddles separately if you want. And we have both of those available on the website. But this is a nice holder. You get the dry erase marker, and then what you get is a whiteboard paddle. Typically, this paddle is performed. You make X's on the paddle, and the X's vanish and reappear. And it's just an eye-popping thing with a lot of flexibility. It could be a spooky trick if you wanted to draw a ghost on it, or a scary word, or the word Halloween. So it's a flexible piece of magic. This is the full kit, which includes Leo's routine in the tutorial, the holder, the marker, the paddle. This package is $40. Just the paddle alone is only $12. So if you want to get into doing magic with a whiteboard paddle, it's a very reasonable price point for that. And highly recommended. This is Leo Smetzer's paddle. Oh man, there's one more thing. This is like off the chain amazing, and we'll have limited appeal. So I'll speak briefly. I'll speak briefly on this. I was reading Luke's. That's going to be my new ad copy for all the magic I sell. Hey, it's cheaper than cigarettes. David, can I show us the new Gazinta box? The Gazinta box? I think I do. Let me head to the counter and we'll pop one of those open. Y'all enjoy the scenery. I'll be right back. The Triple Gazinta boxes by TCC. Unless you were actually referring to the Gazanga box, I don't have those, but I do have the Gazinta box. These are not cheaper than cigarettes, but they're reasonably priced at $30. I have zero experience with this prop, so I'll be unboxing it at the same time. You'll be seeing it at the same time I do. I do use the Gazinta box. The version I use professionally is the one Paul Harris released. I think it's called Lubor's Gift. This is a Lubor Fiedler concept, the Gazinta box. I do think the triple box idea is a new one. The product I spoke of, Fiedler's Gift, Lubor's Gift, is designed for more parlor or stage presentation. I think the way they describe these are quality paper products. So this isn't plastic or wood. This is a paper. I know local pro Dave Johnson. Hey, Dave, hope you watch. Love you, bro. His intent was to take these and maybe 3D print his own set. So take the paper models, get the design, and then 3D print his own. The concept of the Gazinta box is that they go inside each other. And I might be doing something wrong here. I don't want to embarrass myself or the product, and I haven't read the tutorial on this, but this is the idea of the basic Gazinta box. One goes inside the other. I don't know how the third one works, so I'm fooled right now as to how this product can even exist. But there's a couple of minutes with the triple Gazinta box from TCC. I hope that helps a little bit. Now I'll need to read the tutorial on how to put everything back together. Now I've got work to do. Yes, Gazinta. There we go. Asked and done. All right, we've got card tricks to get through. I've got a couple of accessories to mention, and then I've got a silk fountain to show for Matthew Mosley. We're still doing product support. Let's take a look at some of the card tricks. For sure, if you want to do scary card magic, this is, as advertised, the world's scariest card trick. And in this packet trick, a spider appears on the back of your spectator's hand. That's right, a spider appears on the back of your spectator's hand. It's probably the scariest thing I'll be mentioning today. Let me also mention a related product that's not as scary and really a killer, Lucky Ladybug. If you don't want to be spooky, you could do this year-round. Make a ladybug appear on the back of your spectator's hand and give them the ladybug. They give you enough to give away, so that's cool. I pulled some holiday cards out, like, you know, we have orange bicycles. We have like black bicycles. These are the Shadow Masters. How much are these guys? Not too bad, $7.50. Shadow Masters. Maybe you put together a clever packet trick with orange cards and black cards, or maybe you just get cards that are orange and black with freaking ghosts on them. These are the Boo-Back bicycles, and if I was working a residency, I would have these for the month of October. You know what I'd probably do with this? Tell you what I'd probably do with this. This. I've mentioned our rising cards enough on this channel. I don't think I have to mention them again, but I'm doing it anyway. One of the best products we offer. This is the best version of the rising cards. Take the gimmick out of this, glue one of these cards onto the back of it, and then do the rising cards with the Boo-Backs. It's a Halloween party your spectators won't soon forget. You do the Don Allen routine with the handkerchief on top and the cards rise under the handkerchief. The winner, winner, and a chicken dinner. Is there more card magic? No. Gonna rapid fire through the next stack. Here's some proprietary items from Tricksupply. If you want to be super spooky, I don't think there's a better way to do it than to float stuff. I don't think there's a better way to float stuff than the Vectra thread. This is made from Kevlar, and a single strand of this, which is as invisible as any invisible thread you've seen before, a single strand can support the deck, a full weight of a deck of cards. So you can really do some amazing levitations. If you want to stick with the fall theme, maybe you get yourself a nice piece of fall fruit like an apple and float the apple. This is another Steve Fearson idea, using this floating cigarette hookup to make an apparent life-size apple float up into your hand, into your mouth. Lots of crazy things you can do with vector thread. There's an amazing tutorial in this package. If you're working more from stage, you want to do, some floating balls, or like that handkerchief you saw floating around earlier, they're using something along these lines. This is a little bit thicker and a lot sturdier, for bigger stuff. And probably the most popular thread item in store for us is this, Loops by Yael Masika. So Nick mentioned the Haunted deck earlier, and I really feel like the Loops package provides one of the best versions of the Haunted deck in existence. You just wear these invisible elastic loops around your wrist, and you can take any deck of cards and make the Haunted deck effect happen. The Haunted deck being where the deck cuts itself, leaves the spectator selection, and then cuts itself back. It's a killer trick. The pros know Loops is great. Other items you might consider with the holiday flair that we have in stock, some at a really good price right now. A couple of these items, they've been on sale, not just for Halloween. Y'all go look at our sales items on the website. These are mouth coils. This is a quality coil. I think they're handmade in Belgium. These are really nice and really big, 62 feet, orange and black. Normally, these are pretty pricey, like $35. I do believe these are on sale right now. These are Halloween throw streamers, orange and black. So these are the normal retail on these. I don't know. These are $8.99 right now. What do you get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a 10-pack of orange and black throw streamers. We've all seen the Jeff McBride videos where he throws the coils out. They go all over everybody. Matt Franco uses it in his show. You want some holiday fun? Get some throw streamers for $9 and throw those around at the kids. And then if you don't know what to do, well, you can just buy this. The Halloween Safety Magic Show. Tommy James seems to produce a lot of magic for family-friendly audiences, and on this DVD, you're going to find, looks like about a dozen of effects. You can pause the video and see what you'll get on there. Things like multiplying eyeballs, the ghost gavel, the flying ghost. It's a whole instructional video on Halloween magic. It's a good time to be alive. As if DVDs are still relevant. They are for the magic community. All right, as I start to wrap up this conversation, I have my attention on the chat. If there's anything I've missed today, you have a question about, anything you'd like to talk about that I haven't talked about, this is your chance to spew me a question, constructive criticism, and etc. I'm watching you. I set this thing over here, but you know what? This thing, it really deserves its own episode. This is nothing short of earth-shattering modern magic, as it should be for $1,500. This is a spirit slate. Looks just like a chalkboard, but literally anything you want to appear on this can appear instantly. So, someone could name a word. The word appears on the chalkboard. It has artificial intelligence integrated. So like if you name a time, say you say 4:42. Well, now there's a clock face with the time on it, 4:42, drawn in chalk. There's a magic square application where someone gives you a number. Say they name 53. On the chalkboard is a magic square with the freely named number. The freely named number in all the squares filled out in chalk. This is an insane piece of kit. It's mentioned in this month's email. Do you get our emails at Tricksupply? Why not? Go sign up for the emails. And did you subscribe to the YouTube channel yet? Why not? I'm going to bust this out on a future stream, show this thing live and in action, but I thought I'd mention it today because it might be the ultimate spooky prop in this shop. Miracle. Colin Cloud uses it in his show. Don't get much gooder than that. Oh, man. How did I not grab the spirit bell off the cabinet? Dang it. Man, we have a great spirit bell. I'll tell you what, though. Next week, October 1st, the Inverti spirit bell is being released by Murphy's. We have some on the way to the shop. I'll likely be showcasing those on next week's live stream. Inverti, the genius of electronic magic, he brought us things like the mental dice or mental die. He also has the color match system, I think is his. And he was one of the first to really integrate electronics into magic. You know what, Scott? I looked for needle through the arm. We don't have one in the store. And I actually feel like that routine is something in theory that a lot of people want to do, but no one ever does. Like Harry is one of the few people, Harry Anderson, of course, who brought this routine to life back in the 80s. He's one of the few people, or maybe the only person I've ever seen perform the needle through the arm. And even after he popularized it, you'd think a lot of guys would have started doing it. It's just not the best, like, practical piece. It's a hard one to bring to life. This is a great one, and one we don't stock, but boy, hooked. If you're willing to walk the wire, that's a nice piece too. We do have the Andrew Main DVD. Is it Andrew Main or who introduced this effect? Eric Ross? Is it Eric Ross is hooked? We do have the DVD where he teaches it, so you could buy that. Cool zombie floats. We do have zombie balls. We have a couple versions of them. If you want a cool one, maybe get a skull version. I'm going to redirect you to Keith Rowley's channel. He talks about the floating zombie skull. If that's in your wheelhouse, maybe we can hook you up. Adonis likes to live dangerously. Anything where you can impale yourself. You're not lying, though. How about razor blades from mouth or needles from mouth? Those are both great. Bizarro has a great tutorial on the razor blades from mouth, Helter Skelter. I'm sure that's in our inventory. Yeah, balloons, sponge balls. You could do orange sponge balls. You could do black sponge balls. You could do the arm chopper. You could produce orange and black spring flowers. It could be the whole thing. We got orange and black sponges and mouth coils and throw streamers, and our cards are orange and black. Holy cow. How much more spooky season could we be? Okay. I'm starting to not trust your opinion, Mr. I want to hurt myself, but Single Needle by Houchin. Oh, it's one needle, one thread. Is that what it is? I think I remember that. Wasn't Houchin also the guy who had the needle coming out of his eye? I got to be careful about what I recommend on here on some level. That's a great question, Tim. I don't have the answer for that immediately. I know lots of stuff, but today I don't know that question. It might be an email inquiry. Just kind of unearth this thing. Holy crap, 40 minutes. Time to wrap this up. Let me get this ballpark rolling out of here. I've got one more task to do. And the other thing that Matthew Mosley wanted to know about beyond making professional lights appear, he had a question about this trick, the Fountain of Silks. And boy, Fountain of Silks, there's a lot of ways that you can go with this. And let me say hi to local professional Joseph Gabriel. Man, what a pleasure it's been to get to know Joseph over the last month or so. He's been coming in the shop buying silks to make his own. That's kind of what I told Matthew. Like, if you want something done right, do it yourself. You could buy, a dozen silks, get some maybe 36, maybe some 24 inches, some diamond silks, and make your own. This is the Uday Value Fountain of Silk package. And again, it's a sale item for us right now. This has 8 12-inch silks in it. You'll see a finale silk that is not part of this package as I exhibit this thing. And know this, it's the 3rd time ever in my life that I've opened a fountain of silks. It's also the 3rd time ever I've folded a fountain of silks. I would imagine with a little more preparation, your exhibition of this product will look a little bit better than mine. This package here is generally hidden behind another handkerchief that you'll show, load it into the center, and then you pop the thing, which allows the fountain to start happening. So here's the fountain of silks. Watch close. Again, there's 8 12-inchers in this guy. And then I think for the best exhibition of this, you want to have a nice finale silk somewhere in the middle. So I've taken the time to do that here. Let's go here. And that is, hey. And that is the end. Okay, the end was anticlimactic, but hey, the silk fountain was pretty cool. $21 on sale now. You can't buy 8 12-inch silks for $21, but you can at Tricksupply. It's linked up in the description of the video below, and that is the Fountain of Silk production. Folks, it's been a pleasure today sharing mostly spooky stuff, some not. I hope you enjoyed the time. It's time for me to go get the doors open. 12 to 6, Wednesday through Saturday. I'll be here today. I'll be here tomorrow. And I will see all of y'all next week live on YouTube. Thanks again for spending some time with me today. Ciao for now.